Okay. I'm just as inquisitive as, as a lot of people who will probably be wondering, how did you um how did you recognize the inner, when you were sort of, should I say, communicating? How did you recognize the inner? And what, I mean, for there to be that experience, you went in search for something. You needed something, when you go look for something that you probably would find it. So how did you go in search of this inner? And how was your spirituality before you discover this inner? Did you always know that they've always been this inner or this source? And once again, this inner, is it like you referring to our subconscious, when our mind speaks to us, and because I'm still quite, inquisitive about that part. I'm not very clear about that part. So let me to ask that question again.
All right. So it's still ambiguous. Okay. So you basically asking for my personal experience, the journey that led me to what I am teaching today. There are so many aspects to it. Okay, I'll just share one piece. Now, what led me to my own personal journey? How did I come about the discovery of the inner? What I call the inner. So there was this point when I was in the UK. I was abroad in the UK. Right now, I'm in the US. This is holding from the US. It's a long story. I could dwell on this for 3 hours. So what's the way to summarize this? So I was there in the UK, and then things happened. Things relating to immigration, paper. I went to the UK as a student, and then I had a business. Hopefully, I was hoping that I'll be able to. Okay, long story short is disappointments led me into depression.
Okay.
Disappointments led me into depression in the UK. And then that was in 2013. I went to the UK 2011. So this happened around 2013. So by 2014, I was feeling unfulfilled. I was feeling unhappy. I was just feeling something is missing. I'm not in my habitat. I was just feeling I lost focus. And then my internal gradually became empty. I was feeling more empty, more and more empty. And then I knew from what I felt on the inside that something was going it always starts from the inside. If something positive is going to happen on the outside, you will feel it first on the inside. There are so many times I've told people, you know what, I feel that something is coming, money is coming, or something is coming. It comes. It comes. And when I also feel that, I hardly feel that these days. But those days of depression, yeah, I'll feel, no, it's all right, not good. Something's about to happen. Anyway, so I felt it, and then it began to happen. My businesses began to go down. And then the climax of that going down was when my office, at that time I had about 20-room office in Ikeja GRA, Nigeria. So that office was not even mine. It would belong to one retired Major General. All right. And then that office got burnt. I already knew bad things would happen because I already felt it. I was just not where I should be. Anyway, you asked for the story. Is it boring?
No. It's quite interesting. I'm listening.
Okay. So, and that happened, and then I had to say, you know what? To hell with UK, to hell with immigration, to hell with visa, to hell with whatever visa it was. I came back to Nigeria. And then before I came back to Nigeria, anytime I came to Nigeria to visit Nigeria, or I had a program, once I come into Nigeria and I hold my program 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, it was like Midas touch. I did not know them. I thought it was by my power. Everything would just work fine, and then I'll make my whatever money I wanted to make, maybe a couple of millions, have enough money for, and then I'll go back. You know, so it was always like that. So this time I came in, I said, okay, yeah, the office is gone. At that time, I had like 5 offices across Nigeria, 3 in Lagos, 1 in Port Harcourt, no, 4 offices. The Abuja was not really too functional. All right. So I came in, picked the pieces of the burnt office, moved to a smaller office, this time from a 22-room office with in Ikeja GRO. So you can imagine what kind of office that would be, to a tiny 3-bedroom or 2-bedroom apartment. And then, okay, don't worry, it's just money. I'll start all over again. But the energy was still very low. The energy was low. And that was when the real depression started. I tried like I would normally try. It did not work. I said, no, it's because of the political situation. It's not me. I'll get it right. I tried the second time, did my abracadabra, you know. I'm into IT training, by the way, telecoms training, telecoms contractor. That's what I used to do. It still did not work. Third time, I tried again. It did not work. That was when it dawned on me that something has happened. This is not me. There's a problem. And then my search for solutions started.
All right.
That was when it started. How will I try this thing that normally will give me, every time I did it, I'll have millions. How will I try it and not, oh, there's a problem. So I started my search. And the search was such that I just needed something instantaneous. I needed one man of God to just lay hand on me and say, the course is remote. Now go back and prosper again. That was the kind of solution I was looking for.
Okay.
So that was how the search started.
Okay.
So today, there's a mountain in, which mountains did I not go? There's a mountain in Ibadan. If you go there and pray, you know, Ibadan, go to different villages around. Can't even remember their name. Go to one Mama Deborah. Once he lays hands on you, your problem is, no, that one. So from mountain to one religious house to another to, you know, I can't begin to mention this on public people, but of course, you know, the popular places. Went from place to place looking for the witch, the wizard, the evil that was haunting me. And of course, one prophet here, Abeokuta, different places, looking for solution. That was how the search started.
Okay.
I was looking here and there, looking here and there. Of course, there'll be promises. I know who is doing you. It's this person. Don't worry, don't do it. So I did that for consistently. And then I had pastors praying for me. Night vigil here, night vigil there. Because I did not see any result, to be honest. Again, I'm just sharing my experience. It's not for me to say whether one person works or one person does not work.
Okay.
You ask for the story. I did not see result. There was no result. It was still the same. So several months, probably years, no, not 2 years, maybe 1 or less than 2 years of running Helter Skelter. I had a library in my sitting room, library of books, just like you see here. And then, you know, out of nothing to do, I was just flipping through all of the motivational books from all the big authors were there. And then I just took this book. And then, so I had started to read, before then. I started to look, part of the places I was searching for solution were books. So I took this book and I flipped through. This book has been here. Okay. The first paragraph made sense. Second paragraph made sense. I'll not mention the name of the book.
Okay, I was going to ask.
And then,
Okay.
and then I said, come. And then I sat down. I read this book. Fish. And then as I was reading this book, not only reading from page because the book was that big.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a combination of 18 books in one. So it was big like one of these other books there. And then it started to make sense. And then every paragraph I read I would always have something. This is me. This is me. That was what got me into this new realm of, shifted my mind basically. And then I began to reflect. I began to reflect on this. And then the first thing it opened my eyes to was, your problem is your problem. Take responsibility for your problem. It is not one man doing you. Even if it is one man or one woman doing you, to speak Nigerian English, and like we normally say, nature allowed it to happen to you. Why did nature allow that person to do you? It is because you deserve to be done. The wickedness, yes, the wickedness that you are attracting, you deserve it. So it is not their problem. They were sent. The reason they are there is for them to come and do you. So you will suffer it. So the shit, sorry to use that word, the rubbish that is attracting flies to you, you cannot get rid of it by killing the flies. You have to clean yourself of the debris, of the rubbish. Be clean. And therefore thereafter the flies will find their way. They will have nothing to attract them anymore. So these were the facts that I was extracting from the reading of the book, that I was responsible for my own situation. And then that was how the ultimate truth started this revelation. And then thereafter, I'll go to work and I'll just find myself, oh, it should be 5 o'clock so that I'll return. Of course, I was still managing my own business even at that time. It was tough. It was really hard. Right? Okay, let me just stop there. And then it got to a point when, from after the office burns, luckily, my staff were able to move they were able to move 2 cars away from the compound. So by the time I came back to Nigeria, I still had access to 3 cars. Previously, I had there were cars. Cars was not a problem. We had official cars here and there. So from originally owning 3 cars after I returned from the UK to in my depressed state, it came to a point where I owned nothing. No car.
Wow.
No car. So there was this day I was walking on the streets. I was on Okada. Okay, for the sake of people outside Nigeria listening to the program. So I was on this commercial bike, and then I got down from the bike, and then it just started drizzling. It was literally raining. And then I was trekking in the rain from the point of alignment to the spot I was going. And I was just almost weeping to myself, say, how could it be that I, who rode a brand new car, I literally said, for the first time in my life, I have had like 12 cars, 15 cars. I want to buy a brand new car. So only a couple of years ago, I had bought cash. In Nigeria, it's cash, brand new. And I took a video of me tearing. How could it be that somebody who rode a brand new car only a couple of years ago is not trekking without one Tokumbo car to himself? And all of this just kept awakening me from one level to another level to another level. So it was the point where I realized that I am my own problem. That was when I began to see differences. So I started to work on myself. I started to clean, because hitherto I had had the world clapping for me. You are a good man, you are this. So I thought I was perfect. And I looked deeply. I started to look at myself, and I started to make corrections here and there. Not by, at this point, I had already, as I was making these changes and making this correction, I was getting closer and closer. My mind was expanding. And then, like I said, I would normally come back from work, looking forward to close from work. I'll come back from work, sit on my couch in my bedroom, and then I'll take this book. And then I never ever got to finish this book. every paragraph I read, I'll just go like somebody was literally sitting in front of me and teaching me. It was so awesome, like, what you call meditation. And it was so joyful, was so joyous being in that environment. So it was something that I looked forward to. Let me go and read. Let me go and then every time I'll just sit there and then yes, this is this, this is this. The reason you had that. Oh. And this is what I want to lead you to, my teaching, so that you also would experience that one-on-one connection, and then you also things will be explained to you. And then the minute things began to change on the inward, I knew. I knew because I was taught. So, and I had an understanding of what was going on. And because of that understanding, the things that used to depress me became understood, became naked. I understood why they came. That actually, at the end of the day, they were for my benefit. So I lived up to it. I embraced all of the happening. And then that was when things started to change. And 3 years of practice of these things that I call principle. In fact, from the very day one, you know inside of you that the aura is changing, the atmosphere is changing, and that with time, this thing will manifest in the material. And 3 years within the practice, things began to change. And then it got to a point where I felt, okay, they have changed enough. Now I should be back. My magic wand, I used to call it. I should have my magic wand bad. And then I tried a couple of things. Again, they did not quite work like I expected them. But of course, now I know today that the reason they did not work then in Nigeria at that time was because a higher place had been prepared for me in the US. So at the end of the day, I am happy that they did not work, because if they worked then and limited me to the resources and the naira of that constituency, I will not have the opportunity to be here today and doing that. Okay, so long story short, now I am doing much, much better. Much, much better. Financially, health-wise. The life is a circle of different parts working together. We just need to balance them, balance that wheel for everything to. So I'm doing very, very well. Many times better than I would have done if I was successful in Nigeria. All right. So
all right. Thank you